Hey guys, welcome back to another TryHackMe Capture the Flag challenge. Today we'll be working on another beginner level challenge. And before we start, I request you to please like the video and subscribe. I regularly update the channel with latest beginner level TryHackMe challenge videos. So let's get started. The room is KoTH code food CTF. Practice food court alone to get familiar with code. And this is room for one of the king of the hill, that is code machines. Food CTF. Capture the food and all the flags while you are at it. And since this is an old room, there are no award points, so just capture roughly 8 flags and then submit. So let's get started. So I have just started the machine, and the IP address is let's start with sudo nmap sc-sv 10.10.21.133 and enter. Meanwhile, this is running. Let's check if some um, port 80 or 443 is running on the server. Looks like no, uh, not even 443. So let's wait for um, nmap to finish, or maybe let's check port, some random ports like 8080 or 8000. Nothing. So let's wait for nmap to finish. So nmap scan is complete, and if we scroll up, we can see port 22 SSH is open, 3306 MySQL is open, 4 times 9 is open, and I can see some HTTP options are mentioned. HTTP okay, so this is a HTTP service running, and this unrecognized service is for this one only. So basically 3 ports, 22, 3306 and 4 times 9. And then we can check what is hosted on 4 times 9 port. So it just says king, and if we check the page source, nothing is mentioned here. So uh, let's do some uh, directory enumeration using GoBuster. So GoBuster dir u http $IP and then colon 9999 and then WUSR share derby, and I will go for common word list. Yes, and then thread 50, and let's see if something comes up here. So it says connection refused. Okay, I have not used the IP variable. So IP address is 10.10.21.133. Let's do that again. So it says the server returns a status code that matches the provided option for non-existing URLs. So you can see some random URL was picked and the status code was given as 200. So what that means is that for any URL, whether that is invalid or something, the status code will always be 200 and the response will be this only. So that means we cannot run any directory enumeration here. So what we can do, we can do the full nmap scan. So we can just mention hyphen p hyphen, and I'm not executing that because I have executed and saved the result because it takes some time. So let me open the file. So cat and map dot log. Uh, why it is showing like that? Cat and okay, I um, mentioned the wrong spelling. And mpa.log. Anyways, so now we can see multiple ports. Earlier we just found about these three ports, but now we can see some high-end ports. That is 1500, 15,065 port is for HTTP again, and then this port is showing unknown. We will come to this later. And then 46969 is telnet port, and two services unrecognized. One is this, it is showing unknown, and second is for this question mark. So let's check what is hosted on 15065 port. So enter, and we can see site down for maintenance. So before we do anything, let's start the GoBuster scan again with just a small change of this port, and let it run, and we can check what it is saying. Blame Dan, he keeps messing with prod servers. So seems nothing interesting here. We if we check the page source, nothing interesting mentioned here. So let's wait for GoBuster scan to complete. So we found one directory called slash monitor apart from index.html. So let's check the directory monitor. So hopefully this will stop Dan from crashing the servers now that we can monitor them. So food production servers monitoring. So, and if we check the source, what is going on here? Um, we can see lately our maintenance engineer keep complaining that people are turning the server off. Hopefully this tool should be good enough to check on them, and it only took a few minutes to build. So it is calling just one function, ping host on click, and nothing else, and the script is main.js. So before we go to script, let's check the functionality. Like if we use our VPN port, that is 10.8.21.57 ping, and it says pinging, and we get the answer from the server. And if we add something like and ID, it says IP address invalid, and an invalid, oh sorry, and an ID invalid, ls invalid. So basically it is checking the IP address format using regex or something. That's why we cannot add any other argument here. So let's check how this command is working, or the function is working. So if we check the ping host function in this main.js file, so this is the main.js, and if we look closely, console.log hello world, method post, okay, so some post method is used, and then URL encoding, and we don't always want a JSON back. Onload ping form, and then a comment says Steve said I should obfuscate my code to make it better. I don't really understand, but it works. So we cannot check the complete function. So let's copy this, and let's find a tool for kind of decoding. JavaScript obfuscate. I'm not sure if spelling is right or not. So obfuscator, we need kind of decoder, um, decode.fr, many This site is popular for many kind of decoding or decryption. So JavaScript unobfuscator. So let's paste everything here and click make readable. The output will come up here. So taking some time, and here are the results. So what we can clearly understand is, apart from functions and some standard uh, methods, nothing so far. So function ping host is here. uh, Validate IP address attribute name, and this is the validate IP address function. So yes, regex is used to match the IP address format. So definitely we cannot supply anything. And you can see the post method was used here, and what it is, why it is used. Uh, it is used because of this service slash API slash CMD, and there it is supplying the post data as ping minus c count 4, and then the attribute name is the IP address maybe. So ping minus c space 4 plus the IP address, and it is posting here. So we need to check this service here, or maybe or at the root level. So it is saying 404 page not found. So we can do curl request http I'm okay 10.10 dot, or maybe I've copied the URL, so just paste it and x post then d4 data, and we can type the same thing, ping minus c space 10.8.21.57. Let's see what is getting returned. Exit status 2. So did I miss something? um, okay, ping minus c count is 4, and the answer should be the ping result. Yep. So basically this is the function, this is the post command which is getting executed behind the scene on this portal, um, on this portal uh, here. So the only difference is in the JavaScript function it is validating the IP address using regex match, but here we can bypass that functionality and we can run anything. So if I completely remove this and if I enter ID, it shows me the current user ID. Another method to check this function and this post method detail is to check the browser logs. So if I go to inspect and if I go to basically network and click on this button to start performance analytics, not network, I think console, not network. um, Maybe let's do it again. Ping. Yep. So the post is recorded here and 200 status is returned, and we can check the post was sent to this and the response was this. So you get the detail instead of JavaScript obfuscating decoder. You can check the detail here, what is going on behind the scenes. So now since we have completed the command injection part, what we can do, we can get the shell here. So let's start the um, netcat port on 1234, and we can um use pen test monkey reverse shell. um, we can use this one. um, this one does not have any inverted comma or comma as well, so let's try 1234, and then port is, oh sorry, IP is 10.8.21.57. Enter, and we got the shell ID, the same user ID, and the directory is slash home slash breed, oh sorry, bread. Okay, so this whole um, room is related to food items, so bread, and we can check what all user profiles are there. So one is bread, food, pasta, ramen, and TryHackMe folder. So this is one of the way to enter and get the reverse shell. So we have not explored the um, MySQL part. So let's try that one as well. So let's check if we can connect using root host is um, 10.10.149 dot um, 10.10.21.133, and the port is 3306, and the password, let's start with root. So if we need to enter the password in the same command, so we have to remove this space. Otherwise we can remove the password and press enter and then enter the password. So I am supplying it here so that it is clearly visible to you what password I'm using. So user is root, host is this, capital P port, small p for password. Enter, and the default password is accepted. So we are in. So let's check show databases. uh, yes, users. So we can use users database and show tables. Table is user. Let's check um, show tables. Select a star from user. Yep, so we got one flag here, and we got the username and password noodle are the best, and this is our one of the flag. So don't forget that this machine has 8 flags, so I'm not sure whether I will be able to find out them all, but this is one of them, and we can now try login with this user. Let's see if I can use SSH first, or there is a telnet functionality also available. Not sure where this password will work. So remin at 10.10.21.133. Yes, and the password is noodles are the best. Paste, enter, and we are in. So this is the second method to enter with the user remin, and otherwise we earlier got the control using user bread. So, and even in bread user as well, we can do it again just to show you. Uh, we need to exit here by and start the netcat session. And if I do the reverse shell again, and in the current directory, which is home bread, if I do ls minus la, I can see flag here. So although this is not readable, so don't know from where we can access, if this user has access or if we need root to access this. I'm not sure about that, but this is one of the file which should be checked for the flag. So if I check here, mm, uh, the current directories, nothing interesting. And if we check what we can run using sudo, we have the password. User mn may not run sudo on foodctf, and you might have noticed that uh, when I type password, it is showing asterisk sign. So there is a vulnerability because of this functionality as well. So we can check that later. But keep in mind that this could be one of the way to escalate our privilege. So now what is left is, before we do previsk, is to go back to our full nmap scan. We know 22 3306 9999 15 065, where we have uh, received the reverse shell using monitor tool. And then the last is telnet, linux telnet d, but we don't know what is this port used for, 16109. So what we can do is to netcat localhost and the port that was 16009, 16109. Let's see if it is responding to our request. Looks like no. um, Cancel. If I mention 127.0.0.1, no. If I mention the IP address of this box, 10.10.21.133, nothing. So probably let's do the same thing from our machine. So nothing is showing up. And if we check it on browser, uh, if I remove this completely, 16109. So this is also running some kind of HTTP service. For some reason, it is not responding to our netcat banner grabbing command. Am I making some mistake here? Let me check. Can't say. And if I do the curl request HTTP, it is still not responding for some reason. It's odd. Anyways, Um, am I using the right IP address? Yes, IP address is correct, and it is accessible here. Anyways, so let's close this, and we can just see one image. If we check the page source, basically direct image is hosted on at the index level. So we can save this image um, and check if something is there in this image. Downloads temp, save, and if I go to cd slash download slash temp ls, and let's change the uh, name to image.jpg. Yep, nice. So we can check some tools here, like stag hide or binwalk I guess, image.jpg. It will show if some file is hidden inside in this JPEG file. Um, is the file size larger than normal? Uh, okay, this much of KB, roughly 3 MB or something. Okay, anyways, so it says gzip compressed data and JPG data. So not sure what that means. Let's try using hyphen e command to extract whatever it is. So ls cd underscore image ls here, and we can see two things here. So not sure what this means. Um, let's extract this as well. Binwalk minus e ls, and again some file has created ls, one more file. Interesting. Let's do this again. I hope we will not run in cycles. So um, anyways, now 0.gz ls ls underscore. I think this is running in some loop or something. So, yep, looks like this is kind of a loop. Looks like I need to rerun these steps. So I was not expecting this because of my previous result. I doubt that I have messed it up. So let's remove everything. Yes, ls, and if we go back to this image again, save as, and um, image.jpg, save, and if I go to this directory, downloads, temp, open folder, I just want to make sure that this image is readable. uh, yes, looks like preview is coming. and we can open this jpg file. So let's do this again one more time. So ls pinwalk pinwalk minus e image. This is fine. And if I go to c underscore image extracted ls, and if I do this again, 5d04.c, and ls, and if I go here again, ls, ls0, ls minus l, something strange is happening. I'm not sure. Ideally this should have given some file as per my previous result, but I'm not sure why I'm not able to reproduce this again. And looks like it is running in loop for some reason now. So cd space 0.0 dot extracted ls. Yep, it is running in loop. And if I go back to download temp, and if I just check the image extracted ls, and if I do ls minus l, there is only one directory and this is file. So for some reason the creds.txt file, which should be visible after binwalk command, is not working here. Let's check the other method that might work. I'm not sure, I have not tested it. Okay, cd slash temp ls rm image extracted directory. We are left. Okay, I have accidentally removed um, everything, so let's remove this directory as well. Minus r ls. Okay, so one more time, I promise this is the last attempt. So let's check stag hide extract. You can see the syntax I've already used previously, and image.jpg, and to paraphrase, empty and creds.txt is out. So this was the file which was supposed to be extracted using binwalk command as well. So let's check the creds.txt, and we can see the pasta um, credential. So I think we should write all the uh, credentials somewhere. So echo creds.txt, and earlier we found credential for uh, Ramen user as well. Creds.txt. Mm-mm. Yep. So this is all set for the last port, which was showing unknown um, in our full nmap scan. And I think since we are done with all the options to uh, get into this room. Now we can check other things like previous part, and before doing that I want to use this credential now. So I'm just copying the password and let's do SSH pasta at 10.10.21.133 and password here. And one more thing, so I'm not sure if the last port, which was for telnet service, it has nothing to do, if it has something to do with um, enumeration. So let's try this one as well using telnet. uh, so telnet 10.10.21.133 port is this, enter, and it says TCCR and this, so this is weird and not sure what it is. So we can check if we can access a telnet service using these credentials. So username and the not pasta, the password, uh, enter, and we are in using this credential as well, but I'm not sure what is this. So let's check. You can note that these second and third character are repeating, so we can check cyberchef for some basic um, decryption. So let's see if this will be able to identify mining Bitcoin. Interesting. Hey, don't mine Bitcoin on my system. Okay, paste, and nothing is visible. Auto bake. Um, let's check the route 13. So if we decrease this to 13 to 12, basically route 12 and route 13, we can see the food, and then the password is give me cookies. So another credential that we have received. So let's add this in our file again, and um, cancel, exit. We can log in using this credential, food, and then give me cookies. Okay, it is not accepting, but it accepted the pasta username and password. Anyways, so let's do one more attempt. I believe I made some mistake. So login is food and the password is this. Yep. Okay. So now we are on the machine with all possible users, I guess. ls/home. So we are on this machine using pasta, using food, using ramen, and using bread. We received the reverse shell earlier. So we can check one thing on all the profiles is to uh, understand if we can run sudo minus L. So next is this. I'm not sure if we have already checked for Remen, but let's do it again. No. And the last one is food, give me cookies. Sudo minus L. Um, okay, so it is not accepting. Anyways, so I'm spending so much time here just to show you all the possibilities to get into the machine, and now definitely we can move on previous part. So I will not take much time now, and we will find the SUID bit files. So uh, let's try with um, the find command. UID 0 hyphen permission 4000 and type file dev slash null, and we can see one file with the version name mentioned here. This is not usual, uh, so we can check if we can do something with this file, closing all windows that we don't need. Local previous escalation, so definitely there is a um, previous method available here. So I'm not going to this in detail and just copying it. Nano script dot sh paste, and I hope I don't need to supply anything here. Yes, so looks like we are all set. So script.sh id and we are root. So and you can grab the king.txt flag code everything here using root, and I'm going back to normal user to show you another method for this room using which we can do the previous. So um, that is related to this functionality. uh, it is showing asterisk. So let's search for it. I don't know the CV number. So Linux password asterisk exploit or vulnerability, a tale of buffer overflow vulnerability. So exploit db is here, password feedback buffer overflow, and this should be from 2019 or later. Yes, 2020. And yes, CV is 2019, so looks like this is the correct one. Do I need to supply something here? I don't think so. So let's check um, this script with any user. Basically, you can use these exploits using any user. So I'm just showing you with Remen user now. So cat nano script.sh. This is separate script than the one we just used. Control X, yes. And if I run this exploit, um, user not found. Is this Python or something? No. So which user is not found? Or we can try to run this command, which is using buffer overflow technique to crash this. It is crashing definitely, but it is not giving us the root access. So I don't think this POC is for gaining the um, root access. Let's check um, using the CVE method now for better result. Uh, Exploit. First one is from GitHub. So on GitHub, we can see some kind of warning tested on this, bug impacts this and this, functional exploit, a heap overflow that lead to privilege escalation. And this repo contains both a single file script and the script used to generate it under SRC. So self-contained.sh, let's see what is mentioned in the article. So it is giving details for this exploit. We don't need that. And not sure if this is just a buffer overflow POC or uh, this is a proper exploit to gain the um, root access. So script.sh, let's try sh script.sh. It is going to internet, and we know that TryHackMe boxes are not connected to internet, so it will fail definitely. So but why it is doing that? So I think we need to create the exploit, and then we need to transfer it on the target box, and then we need to execute. So there is no ready-made option available to gain the privesc using this method. So for privesc there are two methods we know. The second one is this. The first one was related to screen some screen binary which was manually updated or placed on this server. So this was the first, and the second is the password feedback vulnerability. So I'm not getting too much detail. Not I'm not getting into too deep for this vulnerability. You can test on your own and just follow the instruction here. Most likely this is a single action script kind of thing. It should generate the final exploit, and we just need to copy the exploit on the server and execute it. So it should be easy as well. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. If so, please like and subscribe the channel, and more videos will come on another topic. If you have any suggestion or any question, you can mention in comment. Have a great day. Bye bye.